This is probably going to be the most important workshop safety video I'm ever going to release. So if you're going to watch any, please watch this one. Hiya folks, welcome back to the workshop. As you are probably aware, I've already put out a few videos on the basics of workshop safety and keeping yourself alive. And I've got more to come in that series, so if you want to see them, hit subscribe. If you don't, then don't. I am going to be covering a couple more accidents that I've had in the workshop on various tools and bits and pieces that have ended up on my wall of shame to remind me every day of the dangers of working with this sort of equipment. They'll be coming on future videos, so watch this space. But today I just wanted to get across a really important message, and this is aimed at pretty much everyone who watches this channel, especially at young woodworkers, but it makes no difference. If you are a young woodworker though, please can you ask your parents to also watch this video. You've been told, and if you've watched it and your parents haven't watched it, you're going to get in trouble. But the key thing I'm going to be telling you in this video, it applies to everyone. You see, when I'm watching videos on YouTube of some of my favourite YouTubers that I enjoy watching, like Samurai Carpenter and Jimmy DeResta, and these guys who are like massively experienced at what they do, way more experienced than me, and I see stuff popping up in their comments where people are like, oh, you shouldn't be using a table saw like that, or oh, what you're doing with that router is really dangerous, and oh, you shouldn't be showing people and all this nonsense. And the problem is that we're kind of sleepwalking into this society where we expect everything on every platform to be sanitized to the point of it being not realistic anymore. And what these guys are showing you on their channels, and what I sometimes show you on my channel, is a reflection of how I work. And it's a reflection of how these guys work. And these guys, they're at the top of their game. They've been doing this for years and years. I mean, they would probably argue that they're not at the top of their game yet because they're very modest, nice people. But compared to most folk, these people are at the top of their game. They know what they're doing and they understand the risks of what they're doing. If they decide to use a table saw without a riving knife and without any guards, that's their risk. Workshop safety is your responsibility. And if you're under 18, and I appreciate picking the age 18 as a bit of an arbitrary number, but in most places around the world, as far as I'm aware, you're regarded as an adult when you're 18 and older. And I hate to tell you this, but when you're 17 and younger, you are still regarded as a child and the responsibility of your parents or guardians. And in that situation, workshop safety is the responsibility of your parents. So I don't want to put any young woodworkers off, and I want to encourage as many younger folk to get into this kind of trade and profession as possible, because it's dying out. But to all the parents out there, this sort of work is incredibly dangerous. A table saw will cut a limb off faster than you can blink. A jointer with its very sharp spinny blade on the top will catch clothing and it'll suck you into the blade, and it will continue sucking you into the blade until there's nothing left. That's why you don't wear hoodies with tags on and operate a jointer with loose sleeves and loose clothing, because if anything gets caught in that blade, you will get sucked down into it, normally face first. Anything that has a sharp thing on it that spins very fast is dangerous. I shouldn't have to explain this, it's common sense. So if you give this sort of equipment to a child who's maybe not strong enough yet to control the equipment if something goes wrong, and by the way, even a handheld palm router, things can go horrifically badly with a handheld palm router. And it's not just about using the tool correctly, because you can get situations with a handheld palm router where, for example, the bearing disintegrates on the end of the router bit. And if that bearing disappears, the router's going to dig into the piece of wood. And if it digs in, it can fly up in your face while it's still spinning at 20,000 RPM. And if you don't have the strength in your arms to control that when that happens, and notice I'm saying when it happens and not if it happens, if you don't have the strength to control that, you will get injured. And as a child, you can get really, really seriously injured. So as an adult, you have a responsibility to yourself to operate every tool in your workshop safely. And as a child, your parents have that responsibility to make sure what you're doing is safe. And I would say that a parent should be with you in the room 100% of the time while you're operating any of this gear. It's seriously dangerous equipment. Please don't fob off your personal responsibility to people on YouTube who have done it for years and years and years, who are at the top of their game and they understand the risks of what they're doing. It's not their job to keep you safe. It's your job or the job of your parents. And you're probably asking yourself, well, how do you know how to use these bits of equipment safely? Well, a good starting point is just to read the manuals that came with it. How many of you can honestly say you've read the health and safety section cover to cover? I bet not many. But this tells you all the things that you shouldn't be doing, or you should be doing. You know, not having loose clothing. What have we got here? Here we go. This is just for my mitre saw. Dress properly. Do not wear loose clothing or jewellery, as these can get caught in moving parts. Non-skid footwear is recommended when working outdoors. Wear protective hair covering to contain long hair. They're putting it in there because they've made these tools for a long time and they understand what will go wrong. But yet I still see hundreds of videos on YouTube of amateur woodworkers wearing really, really inappropriate clothing for woodworking. So you either haven't read this information or you've read it and you've chosen to ignore it, which is fine, because that then means that you have at least taken some responsibility. But I think my problem is more with the sort of people who put in the comments, oh, you shouldn't be using a table saw without guards on, or you shouldn't be using a jointer in a particular way, because that is fobbing off the responsibility for the safety of other people onto the person who's made that video. And that's not the person who should be responsible. The person who should be responsible is you or your parents, and you need to be reading absolutely everything you can get your hands on to train yourself in how to use this equipment properly and safely, so you don't maim yourself while using it. Just to draw a bit of a parallel, you wouldn't watch your favourite racing driver doing a race at like 200 miles an hour or whatever, and then go out onto the streets and copy them and expect that to be safe. Because this is a racing driver who's massively experienced at driving at 200 miles an hour, and obviously they could kill themselves. But for some reason, when folk watch videos on YouTube of really, really experienced people doing stuff and making stuff with really, really dangerous tools, they start getting all uppity because these people are using them without guards and in an unsafe way. And yes, to someone who's completely inexperienced, using a table saw or a jointer without the guards in place is an unsafe way of using that tool. But not to someone who's been using it for 30 or 40 years and is happy to take those risks. In exactly the same way as you watching a Formula One race doesn't mean that you can then go out and drive your car like Lewis Hamilton, because you will kill yourself. And as I say to all the young woodworkers out there, this isn't intended in any way to put you off. To the contrary, I want you to keep woodworking and doing what you do for a long, long time. It's just, I don't want to see you die in a year's time because you've decided to copy your favourite YouTuber and work in the way that you've seen them working and assume that that's okay. You're watching people do their jobs. It's not a health and safety training video that they're making. You're watching highly experienced people doing a job in the way that they would do that job. And if you'd paid attention to all the health and safety information that's out there about how to use the tools safely, you would know that. But it does worry me when I see people copying the way these folk are doing stuff and assuming it's going to be okay, and then somehow blaming them when things go wrong. Because they've never told you to use the machines like that. They're using the machines like that because they know what they're doing, and they're happy to take those risks. And once you've had 30 years experience of using table saws, maybe you can decide if you want to take those risks. But honestly, stop treating YouTube videos like they have some sort of responsibility to teach you how to look after yourself. It's entertainment. Everything that everyone's doing on here is for entertainment. You need to arm yourself with as much information as possible so that you can make sensible judgment calls when it comes to using this sort of equipment. And as I say, for younger woodworkers, your parents need to be watching you like a hawk to make sure that you're doing all the stuff that it tells you to do in here. Because I've got a teenage son, and I know how the mind of a teenage son works, and that is that it just doesn't really work. It's constantly going off at tangents everywhere, and certainly from the perspective of my son, even really basic things like flushing the toilet and switching the lights off in his room he struggles with. Because at that age, your mind isn't focused in the way adult minds are focused, and you do forget about all the important information that you might have bothered reading in the instruction manuals. So please, 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 because I want my YouTube audience to be alive for as long as possible, please stay safe. Stop fobbing off responsibility for safety onto other people. It's your responsibility or the responsibility of your parents and no one else's. And stop leaving comments on the pages of my favourite YouTubers telling them that what they're doing's unsafe. They know what they're doing's unsafe because they've been doing it for way, way longer than you have. And they understand the safety risks. But your safety isn't their responsibility. And I hate where we're going with this as a society, where more and more things are getting fobbed off from being our responsibility to becoming other people's responsibility. Because that's where states end up being in complete control over everything, and we blindly sleepwalk into living in 1984. Sorry this has been a bit ranty, but it had to be said. On my next video in this series, I'm going to tell you about how I completely ignored the instructions in here and nearly killed myself while using my chop saw. Take care folks, and I shall see you next time.